more injectors of neuromodulators than there are of fillers. So how should we think about that? Thanks.
Great. Thanks, David. So the first one on the mix side of it, we didn't address those in our scripted comments, but previously what we said last quarter was that it was roughly a third, a third, a third. We're not seeing a major shift between 2, 3, and 4. We're still early. I think people are still figuring out. And I've been surprised that when we've been out in the field, kind of the range of places that people are using it. Obviously, we're limited to focusing on indications on glabellar lines, but I think that we're finding folks use this for different performance characteristics, and you'll hear from one party that they like the performance characteristics for RHA2 and somebody else on RHA4. So right now it's still pretty even. I'm sure we'll see some separation over time, but right now it continues to be pretty evenly split, a third, a third, a third. In terms of our neuromodulator and kind of how we're thinking about the launch and 6 to 12 months post-launch, we remain committed to kind of this prestige and targeted strategy. And what we've talked about before is that out of the kind of the 30 to 40,000 injector accounts that we think there are in the U.S., a top third of those are really the target that we're going after, and that we would expect over time to be in roughly half of that top third. So right now we're in 2,000 accounts. Those are obviously going to be sort of our biased accounts to go after first because they leaned in with RHA because of the prestige strategy. They like the idea of no pricing, and so that's the same group of customers that we expect are going to appreciate the differentiated value of our neuromodulator. And so we're still a little early to talk about exactly kind of the number of accounts that we expect to target over time. I think that starts getting a little bit more towards guidance, but phase one is going to be make sure that as the product's used commercially, that we're building from a position of strength in terms of the outcomes. And then after that, we'll sort of more broadly introduce it, certainly to the prestige accounts that have already expressed an interest with us. And then there's no doubt that there will be a broader number of accounts that I think are going to have an interest in leaning in with us once the neuromodulator is approved.
Great, thanks.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Kim Lugo from William Blair. Your line is now open.
Thanks for taking the question. And I know, most people on the phone have probably heard this question over the past, few years. But ahead of hopefully an approval and launch of DAXI, I just wanted to revive the thoughts around physicians and how they want to see their patients more often, not less often. I don't agree with that view, but could you just refresh us with kind of what you're hearing from physicians who have used DAXI in the clinical trials and maybe some of the interest you're hearing from the field, from RHA marketing, just really an update on that thought of a long duration asset versus a short-acting neurotoxin and the excitement around those.
Yeah, so Tim, as it relates to sort of, the long duration profile.
2021 financial
results conference call.